Yeah, let's get started. In this today's session, again, we will continue from file operations, but I'll do a fresh start again because we just started with a few minutes of video, and I just want to go with go from the starting again, and this would be so much fun to learn. Okay, let's get started. Let me create a fresh file. You can create any like. Let me create some normal text file to make you help you understand. Let's say file operations .txt. Imagine there's a text file created. Got it? And so when it comes to file operations, so first we need to understand what is file operations, right? So when you're working on the environment, sorry, when you're working on company, so there is a file, you need to perform certain operations like, opening a file, reading a file. Let's say I want to check, hey, Kumar, can you share me something, some text document, for example? So like, let's say, for example, you use cases, for example, let's say you prepared some PPT, right? And now you want to present to the users, for example. So what you will be doing, so you will just go to the location, see where is your PPT exists. Let's say imagine this is a profile, right? So what you will be doing is you'll just clicking on the profile, and let's say I'm talking about just use case. Okay, this is what you're doing, right? And when it comes to the, just like that, you're clicking on something. Got it? And so it is just that you are doing some operation, certain operations. See, uh, let's say if you want to do this, I've created a thumbnail, for example. See, I just go to the location and open some file. Makes sense. Now, so what is the catch here? The catch here is that, so you are doing some operation using your mouse, right? But imagine programmatically, you want to automate certain actions, right? Let's say imagine there is a use case, right? That um, there is a file. One second, let me close the one. Close. So use cases. Your friend, your friend gave you a file asking to get all email address permit. So imagine your friend, let's say he's working for XYZ like company, and what his job is, he is to take he is to collect all the user information into a file. Okay, and so the data is very vast. Let's say it has thousand email addresses, for example, from the file, in the file. Now getting into the file, copying each and every email address, right? uh, yeah, getting into file and copying each and every email address, right? For example, the file is, let's say email addresses dot text, for example. In that there are so many email addresses there, and if you want to do it manually, you can directly go and do the things. Now imagine there is a scenario, you need to send, your friend gave you a file asking you to get email list, asking you to, instead of this, asking you to send an email to all users, okay, about a product. You got it? So you get, your friend give you a text file, let's say email addresses, email address dot txt. So in this file, he has, in this file he has all the email addresses. Okay. Now what's your job is, you need to send email to the every user in this email address text file, and about some product. Let's say imagine some marketing, right? These days how marketing, like you are getting too many emails from people, right? Though you were never know or never shared your email address. but through some sources it might be shared. So one of the primary sources, like whenever you saw, like let's say if you uh, there are some third party companies where you can go and get the email addresses. Let's say uh, even if you just go directly get into the Google, right? Just get into Google and ask for, so say by email, by customer email addresses, for example, by customer email address. So for example, let's say we have 400 million plus personal email addresses and hundreds of different types of customer email address list. Did you see this? So imagine, see, the use case is very simple. You need to understand, you need to send an email to people about the product. So even they will be providing the, email body, subject, and everything. Got it? And with that, instead of, before of, your friend, you want to do a marketing, email marketing, for example, let's say, email advertisement. Okay, right. Now, so what you need to do? So what are the actions actually? So the here steps are very simple. Open the file, open the text file that your friend has shared, right? And what is the second option? What is the next step? Now you have to read through all the email addresses, right? Read the read the file. Now, in order to send email, right? So like the better way is read the file. Yeah, so that's fine. Read the file for all email addresses. Make sense? And what is the next step? Loop through the, or not, loop through is not required, right? You can do a one time, two and every email address one go, or you can make a BCC, right? BCC and every email address. Not send email to the customers. Got it? So when it looks to the top level, it looks the same. Okay, but imagine how this can be implemented, right? So in Python we have a concept, file operations, right? Makes sense. So when it comes to file operations, so primarily we do four operations. So one is reading a file, second writing, third is appending, and fourth is closing file. So here when it comes to this reading, right? When I say reading, read the data from read, not data or content. Read content from from the file. Write write the content into the file. Append, appending, appending the content into the file. Closing, close the file. So these are the four four operations that we perform in the file operations. Okay. And two things here. Let's quickly have a note. If file exists, it I think I'll, while explaining one by one, I'll take it now here. Now, so when it comes to file operations, so these are the primary, these are the primary ones. Now we need to understand like how it behaves. For example, let's say if file exists or file does not exist. Imagine for read operations, right? So when it comes to read operations, what is the purpose? The purpose is reading content from the file. Okay. So assume if file exists, if 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 file exists, okay, and one more, if file does not exist, because we are doing through the programming, right? See, when it comes to manually doing operations, we would know, like, when you get into the folder, we would come to know whether file is available or not. But this is like completely automation, right? Automated. The process is automated. And if file exists, then what happens? If file not exists, what happens when it comes to read operations? Okay. So when it comes to file operations, right? If file exists, so it simply reads, file exists, then read the content. Okay. And if file does not exist, I read the content from the file. Okay. That's it. Let's say if file does not exist, what it does is, since it read operation, right? It will raise error, say file does not exist error. It clearly says that uh, there is a error message, like there are two, like there are multiple based on the messages, error messages. So one message is uh, file, actually there is a message called file not found error. Make sense? So it raises this error. Got it? File not found error. Yeah. And so for read operations, don't create, or I think I'll type it down here itself. Raise the file not found error. And yeah, okay. So which means that if it is available, then only it will read it. If it is not available, it simply raise error. Okay. But where case of write and append, right? So if you see, these two are write operations. Got it? These two are write operations, which means when file exists, it creates. So for these two, so for these two both, this case, if let's say if file exists, I'll if file exists, for writing case, what it will do is write operation, right? So when it comes to write operation, it erases the complete file and start writing the content from beginning. Got it? Did you understood? So if file exists, then see, write this very dangerous function. So generally we don't do write, because imagine there is a file you supposed to append, but mistakenly instead of append mode, you started writing into no write mode. Then what it does is it erases the complete data. It wipes out the complete data and start writing from starting of the file. Got it? So which is very dangerous. When it comes to appending, if file exists, see, start appending the content from the last line of the file. You got it? So which means that it start writing. It will append the data. It will write the data. Got it? And in both the case, let's say in the append in the write operation, right? If file does not exist, so what it will do is, if file does not exist, then for both write and append methods, it creates a new file with the name you opened it. Got it? Right. So these are the operations, right? You now we understood read, write, and all the things, right? Cool. Now assume, now there are certain things we need to understand. So there are certain built-in functions in Python. Built-in functions or packages, right? So when it comes to built-in functions, right? So here we have already seen, but I just want to make it very fast again. So we have a open function. Open is a Python built-in function which would help us to open a file in whatever the mode we wanted to. All right, and since it is a voice related thing, right? Voice related operation, meaning in this Windows voice, I'm trying to go and doing some operation with the files, right? So in Python there is a standard library which comes with Python itself, right? So we will start using OS module. So OS module, right, which would help us to let us know whether a file is available or not, right? So for example, let's say OS dot path exist. So now if I provide the path of the file, let's say path of the file, it would tell me whether it exists true or not, right? Returns true or not, true or false. Make sense? Now, so this open built-in function, it is to use to open any file, open any file with the user required mode. Say read, write, or append. Make sense? And this function is to use to open a file, correct? and this is to check a file exist or not. Got it? And these two things. Also, see, when it comes to errors, we would know that there is error name called file not found error, right? Where is the one yeah, here. If does not exist in the append case, right? Yeah, sorry, not append case, in the read operations. If the file not exist, then it will raise errors, right? It's also very important. And when you are working on a file, right? Sometimes see the file, the error type might be, so expect it error types during file IO. So see, sometimes the file itself not available, and sometimes we don't have a specific permissions. Let's say, imagine um, certain permissions. Let's say, imagine in the Windows C directory. So certain locations you cannot write. So when you try creating some file there inside the C directory, it would say that operation is not permitted because permission error. Okay, so you got it. So error name is permission error. And so these two are the these two are the errors we can guess it, or like these are the primary errors we can focus on file level. So yeah, got it, because I'm giving you a heads up that hey, this is the things that we can get it, or like good to know things when we are working on the file operations. Got it? Yeah. And now let's start doing some use case where now we need to read a file, read a text file, and do certain operations. Okay. And to do this, imagine there is a file which I created, and let me start. Yeah. So there is a file I created. I just added all the links here in this. Got it? Now, so what I basically want to do is I want to read this file. So yeah, greetings, right? So greetings the text. Let me and see which location it is. It is under D directory. Got it? And now, when you want to work in the files, see what's the first function? Let's say open. The task is read content from a file stored in D directory, and file name is greeting.txt. Got it? Now, cool. Now, in order to understand this, so first thing we need to understand, we have to create instead of doing creating path inside the open function. Now, what I'll do is I'll say file path equal to, right, file path equal to. So first I want to check before doing any operations, right? So file path equal to d colon forward slash greeting.txt. Got it? Yeah. Now once I know the file path, once file path is available, then so this is the assumed file path. Like imagine this file path might exist or might not exist, but in the system it is already exists. Assume there is assume there is a case where the file path is not the file is not available. Got it? Right. So in order to do this, so what is the very first step? If the file path is not available, no meaning doing any operations there, since it is a read operation, right? The what is operation? So here it's a read operation. In the read operation, it's going to be very very important to check whether the path is available, because write operation it take care of if it is a file available, then it opens and erases and write. In the apartment it in the upon mode, it would update the file, like from the last line. But in the read mode, if the file is not exist, it will break the application. Understand? So to make it very smooth, what we had to do is we had to check. So what is the one which would check it? os.path. Did you got it? So this is the one. Now, so I'll make use of this function built-in function, right? So for this, what we have to do? I need to do import os. Got it? Because it's a library. Now, next. So very first thing, what I need to check the path, right? If or you just say like um, is so so first file. I'm just giving comment path of the file. Okay. Next second line from here. There's a breakthrough. Yeah. Next second one. Once we know the path, check if the path exists or not. Make sense? So how we can do it? So let's say I'm just giving is path exist. I'm just giving one variable to make it more readable. Got it? Here uh, os dot path dot exist. Got it? So in this, what we have to do? We have to parse the path. So what is the path variable? I already see the path. The path is the full string here. What I have done is I just had them in the variable called path file path. Got it? I'll simply pass it here. All right? And if so, this would return me true or false. Correct? So if is path exist, then what I'll do is if file path exists, then only I'll start reading the file. You got it? So how you can read? So when it comes to this read operations, right? So file operations. So here, so we need to understand what are the methods available, file operation methods. For read operations, there are three methods available. So one is read, second one is read line, third one is read lines. Three methods. Okay, makes sense. Yeah. And so when it comes to even to understand this more easier, so read. Let me quickly help you out understand here itself. So here, before doing this, file operations methods, right? So when it comes to read, so we have three methods: read, read line, and read lines. What it does is read the full content of your file in one string. You got it? So it is a entire content from the file in one string, one single string. Read line reads a single line. Okay, and read lines reads complete file and keeps the keeps the keeps the each each line in list. Example, line 1 comma line 2 comma line n. Make sense? Yeah, got it. Now we know what are the methods are available. Got it? Yeah. Now, so since see the current thing what we have done is we have just imported OS because it is to test whether the file exists or not. And I know the file path I feed it here, which would make sure whether the path exists or not, right? And no file path here, I'm just passing the file path name. That's it. I'm not doing anything else, right? And then here this is the place actual place I'm checking, inspecting the file path whether it exists or not. So this would return me true or false. Based on true or false, I'll start implementing the program, right? If it is true, then if the file path available, then only say now if the file path available, then only you should open a file. See, file equal to or file operations. Let's say file IO or file object. File IO equal to now open function where the function required a file path. Got it? And mode, right? So what is a mode? Like if you give R, that's fine. By default, if you don't provide any mode, so default mode is read mode. If you don't provide, by default mode is read mode. So if you don't provide also fine, and if you provide this also fine. Got it? So you open a file. Now, once you open a file, what do you want to do with it? You want to read the content, is it? So to do this, what you have to do is, so since you open a file, what is the variable name, that file object name? File IO dot. What is the function to read the content, full content, for example? So read. You got it? Yeah. So when you do this dot read, which will read complete file content in a single string. Got it? And so say I'll store that information into the contents variable. Got it? Once I store into the content variable, then what I need to do is I need to print this information, right? To display. Print contents. Make sense? Yeah. If exist, fine. If not exist, for example, if the path is not available. So say else, put some message saying that print no such file exist. You got it? Yeah. So can you test this quickly? Right. So just copy it because this is a text file. I cannot run it here. This is play button is disabled because it's a text file. It's not a Python file. Now create one more file quickly here. Let's say file IO operations. Okay. And let me paste it here. Got it? Now, so if I start going ahead and hitting this, I just trigger it. And did you see? I could see all the information of this file because this is a file, no? This is the file I tried to open it, and it read the complete data in a single string, guys. Got it? Now, so imagine there is mistakes in this file path. For example, let's say greetings. Instead of greeting, I just added one extra, uh, you know, extra s here. If I do this, then it would say, did you see this? We kind of handled properly. No such file exists. Yeah, make sense? Cool. So this is with read operation. Let me, yeah, in the same this is just like a read, right? File level, I would say read. Okay. Now let me create another quick file. Go here, Python file, file I will line. Got it? Everything, guys. If you know one thing, the rest of the logic is just like that. You can change. What is the purpose of read line? It reads a single line. That's the purpose, right? Read line. Read a single line. Got it? Which means in this file, in this file, it reads the very first line. What is the very first line? It's an empty line, right? It should read empty. You got it? Now, if you go back here, if you go ahead and read line, trigger this. Oh, okay. Since I had extra S here, I now I this file exists. If I click on this, did you see? So guys, it printed empty line, but you can't see visually. You should have a special option. Just kidding, Since it's empty, so it printed like this. And so, like, what you want to do, like, if you want to print another line, let's say. So, for example, let's say this is line one, because you are doing one time, right? And if you want to print a second line, there's no this operation. I think I never seen anywhere we have used such thing, because when we do a file related operations, we will read through the complete stuff. Line two file operation, right? So here now, if I do print line two, right? Then what will happen? So this reads the first line, and the next read line reads the second line. Got it? Because there is a, guys, in the file operations, right? So there is a file pointer actually. Okay, file pointer in the sense, currently it is the cursor is blinking, right? So when you read it, it will be in last. Now when I read it, it will see it reads the complete thing, and it will be blinking here. You got it? Again, when you start reading, it reads from here, not from beginning again. Okay, that concept called file pointer. So file pointer reads until the characters that is specified. Let's say in our case, we mentioned read line. So meaning it reads the complete line and make this cursor here. So cursor to it will take the cursor to here, pointer to here. Got it? And when you do a next line again, read line, it reads this line and keeps the cursor here. It's keep track of like where it is currently. Got it? So the concept is like a file pointer. Pointer. We don't really care about all the things, but we need to understand that when you do a read line, it it reads a complete line, and when you do one more time, it will go to the next line. That's what you should understand. Okay, in the easiest way. Now when I do a line two, so if we go back here, now did you see this? It printed the second line. Got it? And if you want to do one more thing quickly, copy paste. Now I want to do a line three. If you see, I'm just changing the variable and print variable. That's it. Remaining everything same. So it reads the first line, this second line, this is third line. When I do this, it reads the third line too. You got it? So this is a very, very occasionally used method. But in my project, I think I have never seen anywhere we have used this, because we don't do uh, this way, right? Because this is a costed also, because when I want to do multiple lines, right, I have to write all the multiple multiple statements of it, and this is so weird. Instead, what we can do is we will use just a read method or read lines method. Make sense? Next. That's right. We have that's what for doing that we can. we cannot directly use, but we can use the there is something called line catchy. It will go from there. But in general, that's also not a good option. For example, let's say when you specify the range, let's say a read of 0 comma 10, for example. So in this case, let's try this in the read, right? For example, so read, if I specify uh, let's say 10 comma, or 10, not 10, let's say um, 3 comma 15. You got it? It start reading from a third character and go till until 14 character. So let's, if I go ahead and trigger this, right? Okay, so I had to remove this S. Go and trigger this. Okay, oh sorry, this function required only one. It required only one argument. So we cannot give a range just like that, like starting and ending. But if I specify, let's say, 5, right? 5 characters. Read 5 characters. You got it? So in this case, did you see? It read the 5 characters. So this line, empty line, 1 character, and remaining 4 characters. Did you got it? And if you put, let's say, let's say 100, for example, it reads 100 characters of this file. First, second, third, fourth, like this. Keep on. Got it? If I go here, did you see this? So until this point, so this all are 100 characters. If you want to print a specific line, then there is something called line catchy. I think I don't remember, because we don't use such going to the specific line, because we will just like that read the complete content and do whatever we want there. Got it? Once again, go to, let's quickly check that out actually. Specific file, sorry, specific line in a file in Python. As I mentioned, no, line catchy package. This would help us. File object dot readlines. Where is the line catchy? Yeah. So did you see this? What is the use case? Line catchy package. Line catchy package can be imported in Python and then be used to extract the access specific lines in Python package. So this package can be used to this. No, I can, no, if you want, I can quickly implement that functionality too in the backend. If you want to implement, let's say, for example, you want to print which line, because since I know, since I know this particular thing, right? Let me quickly create that such thing for you. Do one thing. Go here, create a package. Let's say the packages, go to line, for example, or go to line. Got it? I create a package, and in this, let me create a specific function for you in a file. Say uh, useful function, just useless, but still make it useful. Here, what it does is it takes uh, what it does is it yeah, like you want to get a specific line, is it? Yeah. So get get a get get a specific line. Got it? I can implement quickly. So what I need is I need a list of anyway, one function is doing, right. What function? Readlines function. What it does? It is a complete data in a single. It reads the complete line and put it a single string inside a list, isn't it? Like that list of line one, line two, line three, isn't it? So here, let's say it will be like file list. Got it? Or line list, line list. Got it? And since it is a list, also what I'll take is I'll take one more input from the user, like what do you want? Line number, right? You'll pass the line number, isn't it? line underscore number. Got it? Now since I know the list and I know the line number. So but line number, like in the list it starts from 0, right? So line number, whatever number you specified, right? For example, so it should be list of, let's say you need use line 20, for example. So how this can be done? Simple. Return, since it's a list, right? So you can access the index number, is it? So what is index number? Index number is just that, you know, whatever the line number that we mentioned, that's it. If you just mention this line number, this would get you the string of it. Isn't Priyanka? You got it? This way you can write. See, you should think of what is the existing function. Line catch is the one. If not, we can also, since we know we are the developers now, right? A developer. What is the purpose of development? What is the purpose of developer? We can develop our code as well based on our requirement. You got it? Yeah. So now let's say quickly. I think we just taken a divergent here. That's fine. That's a good question still. Yeah. Got it? Yeah. And what we were discussing? We were discussing file read line, right? Read line. So it reads single lines. Got it? Yeah. Now one more thing. What we need to do? What we need to discuss? Read lines. Right. If I go back here, create a fresh one. Say file IO read lines. Make sense? Got it. So here, what you need to do is you need to do a read lines. You'll come to know now. So you should not pass this value because read lines will take care of reading complete data. Correct? And if I go ahead and trigger this, so you would be seeing, did you see this? The entire string, entire lines in each string. So slash n, it's a blank. See, whenever you see a, if the string is slash n, which means what? It's a blank line. You got it? Even you can, if you want to ignore this, see, this is not required, right? Blank lines are not required for you. Got it? Yeah. So, so what did you observe? It reads the complete data in a single list containing lines as separated by comma. Yeah. Now, if you want to print, let's say line number, if you want to print the uh, second line. So second line means what? It's a list, right? Second line means line number minus one. Got it? So here, just say content of, or I'll just say here, content is the whole thing, whole bunch of thing. But when I do content of, let's say one, for example, what it does actually, it prints the first index position of this value. So what is the first index? This is the value. Got it? So when I print this, did you see that? Index number one is this one. Priyanka, you get it now? So this is how. And now how we can make use of the power of the function that you created just now. Let's say, what is this? Go to line. Go to line is package, right? So what you need to do from go to line, right? Import, what? Import, what is the function? Go to line, useful, right? The model name is useful. Model name is useful, and what is the function name? Get specific. Yeah, file read lines, right? Yeah, here package name dot model name import uh, get specific line as GL. No, I don't want to write the complete one, so I just put alias now. So when I say like GL, which means like get specific line. So now what I'll do? So I'll simply pass this content, right? Get get specific line. So what you will be what you will be doing? You will be calling that function gl of what you're supposed to pass. You're supposed to pass two parameters, right, to this. So one is the whole content. Second is what line number you want. Make sense? Yeah. So what is the whole content? Contents, right? And let's say just now we have seen, right, line number one, for example. So let's get that actually line number one. Got it? Yeah. Now line equal to, I'm just printing this like this. Yeah. And now print line. Make sense? If I go and trigger this now, still you should see both. Did you see this? We printed the whole content using this print statement. And second print statement, the one which we provided is line number one. You got it? Sorry, like line number one. But in general, it's a typically line number one means what? Index number one. Index number one. If you check it here, so this is the what? This is the zeroth index. This is the first index. If you pass zero, which means like it will give you the zeroth line. If you exit it, now if it printed the contents here, and just give some specifier, say make sense? Text is. And when I click on this, now did you see text is this? And if you want to print line, say line number. So whatever number you are passing here, for example, let's say that number it should be line number based on the parameter. You can pass line number zero is line. Got it? And you should end the quotes. Right. Line number zero is empty. Got it? And if you put line number one or line number, let's say 0, 1, 2. Okay, two is the uh, URL, right? Line number two here. Let's say line number two. I'm just giving hard coded, but anyway, we don't do in the real time like that. Got it? Line number two is your data. Guys, understood, huh? How it is working? Make sense or no? Right? Make sense? Got it. And now what we need to do is see here here we just doing some operations, right? And if file not if the we have to handle it nicely, otherwise it will get into trouble, like it will raise the exceptions, right? And one more thing, see, we just opened a file. So when it comes to the file operations, see, whenever you read, write, open, whenever whatever you do, right? So we should make sure that we should close the file. Once we are done with the operation, you have to close. So how we should close? After printing it, file over dot close. Guys, understood? Steps are very neat, no? So this applies to everything. Let's say open a file. So operation is very simple. Open a file, read the contents. Once you're done it, close the file. Guys, you got it. So this is the basic rule we should follow. Open a file, read the content, close the file. So when it comes to open, see, since I have already discussed everything in neatly here, how to do it, open file. And when it comes to, the open related, see here, open, if it is read, open file path, comma, mode. Okay. Let's say examples, open file path is, let's say, d:/abc.txt, for example. Right? What you want to do? You want to do read mode. Got it? This for read. And for write, same thing. Everything else same. What you want to try? You want to do a write operation. What you want to try? You want to try a append operation. But make sure write is dangerous operation, which means that which means dangerous means like don't think like there's something dangerous, which means that it erases it erases the content. Guys, got it? It is dangerous because it erases the content. Okay, where once it erases, right, you can't recover them. So imagine there is a application which generated a log file, right? And we are anyway. We had a Splunk application where we are dumping it to Splunk. That's fine. Imagine there is no Splunk. We are only relying on the log, and you are doing certain operation. Instead of reading, you just mention W. So the whole week log, for example, the application ran all the information stored in the log, right? And now your customer is complaining that, hey, I am not able to get some email alerts, for example. Can you go and check the logs, right? And you programmatically you tried accessing some data from of the customer, but instead of uh, read, you just mention W. So as soon as you click right, the complete data gone. Guys, understood? So it's very dangerous, guys. Got it? Now, even let's say, imagine I have prepared. Let's say, imagine I have prepared 100 different like 100 lines of information, for example. And imagine, let me take a backup, right? And I do the same operation. Let's say I'm taking a backup here. But what I'm going to do is, so I prepared. Let's say I spent 2 days for doing this. Perhaps for example. And now what I want to do is I want to do a write operation now. So go here, file. Let's say file what you want to do, you want to try write operation. Got it? Yeah. Now when you open a file, right, so for example file path, everything is same. So file path, I know, I'm just checking file exists or not. That's fine. Guys, once you know one concept, so this all are common, and file path common. Until this point everything is common. Even if I just copy this file, I'll quickly make changes. You'll come to know. See, when I do this, from from here till 1 second, this is like right, right? And I open a file. This is the file, and I'm checking whether it exists or not. And when I'm opening, now this read operation should not be here. Okay, content should not be here. Okay, and imagine I just open a file in now write mode, for example. Now what should happen really when when I start executing this? Any guess from anyone? It erases the complete file. Got it? So if I go and trigger this now, see it processed. Now if I go and check the data, see, did you see this? This file has modified by other program. Do you want to reload? If I do yes, go in the. That was done by our application. Guys, did you understood? That's why this is very dangerous. You can't even you can't see. I'm trying to do a Control G. Since it is erased by the program, right? It cannot be taken back. See, I'm doing. control Z undo is not working because it was erased by some other program. Guys, did you understood? It's very dangerous. But I never seen a case where we write it very freshly uh, because freshly writing is fine, but most likely, see, this is not a preferable way. Got it? And now I just save it back because I taken a backup of the here. Now what I'll do is I'll go back here, and when I want to write something, so there is a write function. Okay. So now in this same thing, you have to write a single line. So how we can do it? Say what is the mode? W. Okay. And quickly go back here. And if you want to work on the this is a read this is um, operations like how you can open a file, right? Let me also quickly take a opportunity here for write line methods. Once again, where is the methods? Yeah, here. So it has only two methods. One is write, other one is write line. We got it. So why like, you might be thinking like hey, there should be write lines as well to do multiple things, but that can be doable within this itself. Okay, let's try that. These two are functions, and what you have to do is you have to put a string there. That's it. Got it. So if we go back here now, what I want to do is I want to open a file. Let's say again file IO dot write. So what it does, and let's say if I start writing, um, hey, someone is looking for you at a state. Got it? Yeah. Now what I'm planning to do is I want to write this statement, right? State this statement into a file, this file. But what is the mode I open? W, which means that when I go back here, so I just save this text actually, and now when I do this write operation, what it does, it goes here, the erases the complete data, start writing this data here. Guys, did you understood? Let me undo, save it, go back here and trigger this. And it is done already. And if you go back here, it says that this file has been modified by the program. Do you want to reload it? If you say yes, did you see this? So this was updated by the application. Yeah, makes sense, guys? Did you understood how this is doing? And this is dangerous, right? So the whole data out here. Now I cannot do undo because it is reloaded by some application, right? Yeah. Now, even you see in the string concept, right? There is something called slash n. Slash n means new line. If you put, let's say, hey, right, slash n, which means that now if you see this will be printed in one line. So slash n means it consider new line in the next line, new line or next line, and it prints the next line this text. Got it? If I enter this, it is done already. Got it? If you go back here, again it says this. Did you understood? So with the one particular string, you can write it in a number of lines. And if you want to make it everything in one line, for example, how this can be done? Simply say slash n wherever you want to, whatever you feel like you want to make it in the next line, just go there and just say slash n, backslash n. Don't give forward slash because in Python backslash has some special meaning that hey whatever after backslash whatever the other character, so slash n means new line. If I go triggered now until this one line, someone is one line, space and is one line, looking for is one line, at state is one line. Got it? This is reloaded. Did you got it? How it is working? So this is all important, guys, when we are working in the real-time environment. So we really need to understand how this is working. Yeah, guys, make sense? On understanding of write operations. Any questions in this? No. Once it is erased, that's it. And that's what, see, when there is a when you are doing such kind of things, right? So the best practice is that you can you can take a backup of the file, copy that file into other file, and you can only work on that particular file alone. Got it? So that considered as a best practice, because even if you do some operation with the file, right, uh, this will be taken care. Got it? Right. So even when you're doing this, right, so my recommendation will be, you can do a copy copy of the file. For example, uh, what you can do is we can make use of in voice library. I'm not remember exactly, but I extensively use a shuttle library. So shuttle would help. Okay, but don't worry if you don't know this, also no problem. We don't use we even um, when you want to use it, if you know these concepts, right, working on that concept, no one will ask you about do you know shuttle library. No one will ask. Even if you want to understand, just see how to copy a file in Python. You can browse also. So directly you can use shuttle library. So shuttle.copy would do. So for example, let's say before I'm just checking whether if the file path exists, for example. If exist, what I'll do is immediately I'll copy with I'll just add I'll just rename it. For example, say, so I know this file path, right? This is the file path. So say shuttle dot copy, okay, and what is the source file? So source file is this, right, here, and what is the destination file? Now destination file, let's say I want to name it file path, so dest file, right, destination file, dest file equal to, I will say I'll take a backup in other directory also. So this can be a C directory or this can be any directory. Okay. And for time being, what I'll do is I'll do here only. Say greeting with the same file. Say backup BCP BCKP backup. Got it? Dot txt. Now what I'm doing is, before doing any operation, shutter.copy. That's it. So what really does is, before it will write. Also also what it does, it simply creates a directory. Sorry, creates a file. Now if I go back here, if I run this file, see this, it got finished, right? Did you see this? Because also put some messages saying that the operation successful, so that otherwise no meaning. You put everything, guys, when you're learning, right? Say files imported successfully, some print message, and file paths, and here is path, is path verified. Let's say file path verified, for example. If yes, if true, file path verified, something like that, so that you can easily understand what you're doing. Instead of rather writing this code, you should put each print message based on the readability for your understanding, which would help you. So I just trigger this. What it does is, see, it runs successfully. Now, if I go back here in the D directory, right, I should see those files, right? So, what is the greeting, right? What is that? See, greeting is a file which has this text, right? And before that, I taken a backup, because in the previous itself there is a in the previously itself it has the data. It now see. Let me have original data. Got it? Like, this is the original data. Now, if I go now, it will tell you neatly. See, when I do this, it taken a backup, ran successfully, right? When you go back, it reload it. Got it? So you are seeing some text here, but the original data will be copied to new file, isn't it? If you go back here, backup, did you see this? Your data is available here. Guys, understood? No, best. This is the best practice when you're working on the critical, mission critical applications and working on the these things, right? You should take a proper steps, proper precaution steps, so that you still had a backup. Got it? Yeah. Hmm. Right. Yeah, we have to create. No, if you don't, if you don't provide the file path, how it will come to know? You got it? Yeah. Or you can take, since this is a file path, so I have given like this. But you can also, what you can also do is, wherever, see, if you see, this is again, if you do some string operations, right, you can create, you can declare dynamically as well. Let's say, I don't care, I don't mind about, whether it has this text or text or backup. Simply what I'll do is, I'll just remove it. Got it? What is this? File path. File path is this, isn't it? String only, no? Dot. What you want to do? I want to replace. If you do this one in one go, I want to replace. I want to replace this dot text. Okay. What you want to replace? So backup. Replace that with underscore bckp dot txt. You got it? Now it doesn't care. Now since it's only one file, that's fine. If it is 100 files that you are looping over, let's say if you provide 100 file paths and looping over, that time, we can't give, we can't sit and give one by one, right? In just that, since we know the string operations, we do a replacement, right? File path that replace, it will create a other one. So it does like d colon greeting underscore backup.txt for this destination file. Did you understood? Let's say now, backups, for example, let's say a backup. Now, if I go and trigger this out, now if you go back here and check, the file path should be available. If you just reload, refresh, right? Did you see? Backup files is created automatically. No? That makes sense. Guys, these are very, very important concepts. Even, this way, not this not only applicable to text file, this applicable to any file. It can be applicable to Excel file, CSV file, any file operations. Yeah, make sense, right? All right. So this is what we do with the file operation when, this is a best practice, okay, in my viewpoint. And there might be a number of other solutions too, but this is the one of the best solution, okay, among us others. Yeah. Now, if you want to do a, see, when you do a right line, right lines is simple, that, instead of putting, if you put right line, that's it. There is not, oh, sorry, not right line is not there, right lines is there. Where you have to pass list of lines, my bad, I forgot. Right lines. Okay, so it takes list of lines, but originally, it is already managed, this is already can doable with write itself. And again, I we rarely use right lines. We will directly use the right, because right right line itself, in the string, if I put a backslash n, for example, it would consider, it will write it in the next line, right? So no problem with me. And if there is a right lines, if you had a line one, line two, something like that, like list of lines, right, you can use right lines directly. So I'll copy of right function, so right module, and create right lines here, while I will right lines. Make sense? Yeah. So here, instead of this text, everything else same. So instead of right, I would say right lines. Got it? And it would accept individual, list of lines. Let's say list of, for example, text test match. test match one, comma. So, but actually each line should ended with slash n, okay, which means that it considered new line. Got it? So test match one, two, three, and four. Guys, make sense? Now, if I do a go ahead and write lines now. So again, what it does, it goes directly right into this. Yeah, it written. What is the file names? Greeting.txt. So I'm writing into this, and before doing this, before doing the write operation, I'm copying that file. Safely copy the file to another file for to prevent data loss. Make sense, guys? Got it? If I go ahead and trigger this now, it executed successfully. And see, currently I didn't put so much lock here, so much print statement here. Otherwise, you don't see this complete stuff in one place, right? It will be like this program. I don't want to, I don't want to open that. I don't want to execute such kind of crap code here for your better readability and understanding. Yeah. Now I just executed. Go back here again. Reloaded. Did you see this? I with the read line, sorry, with write lines, I entered many lines in one go. Also taken a backup of that file, existing file. If I go back here, what is the backup? Backups.p. Backups also same thing. Huh? What is the file? One second. Backups. Okay. Let me do one thing. So let me put this data out here. Save it. Now if I go and trigger, backup should have the data which should be taken. Oh, I clicked twice, I guess, guys. Sorry. I clicked twice. See, since I clicked twice, that's where it went off. Okay. Now if I do just one time, paste it, save it, and go back here. Now click one time, done. And if I go and reload, this shouldn't be having any data with only this data, right? And when I go and check this backups now, did you see backups is already loaded? This is a file. I still have my data here. Guys, did you understood about file operations? Yeah. And when it comes to append, it is just that we don't do anything else. Every code is everything is simple. And once again, let's say file IO append. Everything else is same, guys. Oh, sorry, I covered twice. Yeah, everything else is same. Instead of W, we just put A. Then what happens? What is the existing code? Existing thing. So this is existing, right? Test match one. Now, what if you do append? Append means what? So it appends means like it won't delete the existing stuff. So it appends, meaning it continue writing from here. Got it? Continue writing from here. Let's do it. Let me go ahead and click it. So taken a backup already of the existing file. If I go back here, so backup file now should have, see, this is a backup. Got it. This is a backup of the previous file. And now what is the current file backup? Current file data. So this is the current file. Did you see this? It appended the data here into the file. Does this make sense, guys? You good? All right. And this is one of the mm, when you do this directly, then fine. When you do inspection, right? When you do inspection of this file, no problem. So it does not require any exception handling. Imagine you don't check whether the file exists or not, or if there is some issues with this, right? So what basically we do is uh, we will directly use the exception handling concept. If there is error, so let me quickly change the file. Sorry, change the thing with the exception. Say file IO with exception. Got it? Right. Now what we do is, we will check if you are checking, that's fine. If you are not checking, that's fine. Keep this or fine. And when you're doing this operation, right? So make sure it's supposed to be inside the exception handling. Try. So the original code should be residing here, right? And if it is exception, except exception as error, you can handle everything in one go. Okay, say print error. Otherwise, what if you are not using exception handling? What happen? Your application will get crashed. Got it? Error is error. Whatever error happened inside this. For example, if it is a permission error, right? Then it will say like a permission to that file is not permitted. Got it? Yeah. This happens that literally, when you want to do, let's say, go to C directory. I want to create inside, for example, let's say a program. Let me start. Maybe let's say test, for example. It created. There might be some location where it is strictly, not allow users. This is users we can do anywhere. Restricted file folder locations. Let me quickly find in Google. Restricted folders in C drive. Oh, okay, so navigate to the desktop documents, wherever you want to go, and right click on the selected properties. Go to the security tab. Remove the users group and add the security group you created. How do I give permission? Edit. I think this is Windows. Let me try to create something here. Will it allow? So see, it is just that what we have to do is, if there is a permission issue, anyway, that will be caught here in the this particular block, right? Or if you want to handle such issues directly, say exception except. If you want to create a specific exception, thus permission error as error, right? Print say app does not have adequate permissions to perform this action. Got it? So path, you should say file path. Got it? So imagine I wantedly raise a exception here. So as soon as it rises, right? So wantedly I'll raise the exception, say that, say permission error. Raise permission error. Guys, got it? So if I go and trigger this, guys, did you see this? Instead of application raising, right? I raised directly as soon as it entered to the if block. I raise this permission error. When it comes to permission error, whatever message I put there, it is displayed here. So app does not have adequate permissions to perform this action on this, and this is a file path. So this is the file path. But when it comes to servers, so you can when you have this message, right, then it's very easy to inform to the respective teams or groups that, hey, I don't have write permissions or read permissions for this file. Can you provide? Right? If it is a Linux box, they will provide permissions with the chmod command, isn't it, guys? That's how we do, right? Yeah. So if it is if it is Linux, you can if you're using Linux box, meaning Linux system, you can directly change the permissions. You can modify the permissions, and I think here also we do, but it's not really required. Uh, One second, let me do some through some command line. No, uh, one second. Provide only read permissions to a file in Windows. Only read permissions, right? So right click on the file, properties, read only attribute. Okay, let's try that. Go here, what's our file? Greetings, right? This is where we are playing around. Now go to the properties. We should make read only. Uh, if there is attribute, right? If we click on read only, right? Apply and close. Now this is read only. Okay. Now if I remove this permission, if I remove this error even, this would not allow to write. Correct? So if I do this now, it should raise. Guys, did you see this? I applied a permission there to read only permission. File is only having read only permission, right? Because we just changed for a greeting file. Now it raises error. And if I go back here again, now update the permissions, right? Go back to properties, and now okay, read permission and apply. Got it? Now when I do this, when I go back here, if I do again, app does not have permission still. What the heck is happening here? So D greeting, right? I think I did removed, is it? Uh, Maybe still once again. Greetings. You go back here, properties. Yeah, it's okay now. Something we messed up now. All right. Uh, if I go and trigger this, app does not. How come? Shuttle file path. We copy to this. That's fine. Oh, okay. Got it. So, guys, did you understood what we are doing? We are copying, right? We are copying text from one file to other file. So this guy is having issue now, I guess. Let's try to comment this guy and try to run the program. Did you see this? Because this guy is capturing the complete content and dump it to the other file, right? So for this guy, there is no permission to it. Got it? All right, that's fine. Guys, did you understood how it is working? It is just to play with the permissions, guys. That's it. Nothing else. Yeah, I think it's best to have it so that you can have a reference. Yeah. Any questions for anyone? You're good. So now you guys can play with the file operations, is it? If there is any activity, okay. Now what you have to do is see the use case is let us also work on one use case. Okay. The use case is, let me go back here. Hmm. I'll help you out working on use case. Use file IO use case. Got it? Yeah. And get the get the line use case. Get all the lines. Get all the lines. which has Kumar Makala string in it. Make sense? Guys, did you understood? This is a use case. Let's say now I'll give a file. Let's say this is a file. Okay. Now let me update here. I'll give you one. I'll work on one use case and give it to you. Understood? Now, if you see, this is a file. In this file, wherever there is a match with a string Kumar Makala. For example, if Kumar Makala available, I need this line. I need all the lines. This is very helpful. Let's say, imagine, I want to. Okay, so in my YouTube channel, I had a issue that this Kumar Makala string is what? This Kumar Makala string is, um, let's say, I forgot to add my name at the end of the title, for example. Now I want to shortlist and see like what are the titles that it does not have. You got it? Yeah. So what I'll be doing is, firstly I'll get all the good titles. Okay. The 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 plan is to get all the good titles. Okay. And also I need to get one more line. There is one more use case. Getting good titles is easy because I'll just check whether the string is available or not. Got it? And how to get a other title which does not have the Kumar Makala. For example, um, we have everything. Huh? Validation. I think everything is having. For example, imagine, yeah, here, mastering, string, operating, encoding, and decoding in Python, but it does not have Kumar Makala, appended here, right? Even this one. Now I want to get all the strings which does not, sorry, all the lines which does not have Kumar Makala. But I want to ignore this, YouTube link. YouTube link I don't want, but I want to get all the Kumar Makala. Kumar Makala does not have the titles. Got it? So first use case is very simple. So get all the line names which has Kumar Makala string in it. Right? Now it's very simple. What I want to do, I want to get all the things, right? So what is the operation? What is the mode? What is the file I supposed to open in mode? Read lines, right? Read lines to do correct because it will go through every line. Is it? Make sense? Right. So I'll just go here. Where is the use case? File have a use case here. Simply. Now I'll come to know everything. Got it? Now, so this way. See, if you look at this, here there is a line number specified, right? Here I created one custom function for me to get a specific line number. You got it? Like the similar, I'll get the string as well. Got it? Df get what? Uh, get lines. Get match lines. So for this one, what it required? It required line list. Correct? No, same. It required line list, and so whatever string you want to match, you will be passing the match string. Match. You got it? Yeah. Now, what I'll be doing? So, guys, it's very simple that I can take up over. I can use any operation. So the best operation is return, right? Can I use list comprehension here? Just that, isn't it? I can use the list comprehension, is it, guys? Line for line in. See, line for see line for line in line list. Okay. If match in line, that's it. You're done, guys. Guys, did you understood? Navin, did you understand, Navin? I'm preparing. I collected whole lines, list of lines. I collected whole list of lines, and then I also taken from the user like what you want to match. So let's say Kumar Makala, right? If match, let's say Kumar Makala in line. If it is if the condition is true, then only I'm adding that line to the list. You got it? Cool. Now this clear that I can use this. Now use case, go to use case, and here what I'll be doing. Now I'm directly using it. But what is supposed to be doing? You should also import, right? So from what is the function which, sorry, what is the package created? Go to line, right? Does not make any sense now. Go to line dot useful. What is the line? Yeah, got it. So go to line is not a good option now anymore. Say I can refactor it to something else. Let's say a file IO useful, right? File IO ops operations. Make sense? Now, if you do a refactor, that will taken care of refactoring here as well. So that should take care file IO operations, right? This is the one. And wherever, yeah. Now, if I go back here, now we are doing use case, right? It is supposed to be taken care automatically, but unfortunately, it didn't, right? So let me remove this out from here. Got it? Yeah. Now, for this particular use case, what I need to get matched lines, isn't it, guys? So how I can import from what is the package name? File IO operations. This is the one. Dot useful. What I want to importing get matched lines. Got it? And here I'll call this particular function and pass this content. Right? What is the content here? List of lines, right? List of lines, comma. And what I want to match? I want to match with Kumar Makala, for example. Got it? Now, if you print, no, say matched content, got it? And say print matched content, got it? Yeah. If I go ahead and print this out, guys, now did you see this? Test match one. Oh, come on. I think I didn't save it, I guess, properly. All right. So what is the file? Greetings.txt, right? Hmm. If I go and execute this now, trigger, it should give me all the. Oh, how come it is giving test match? Test match. Where is it? Oh, okay. It is running something else, I guess. Okay, this is one. Imported the statements, imported standard library. Okay, here checking file path. We're simply reading it, right? Oh, okay. We are printing this content, is it? But what is the file path? File path greeting. If I go back here, greeting, right? Why it's not saving? Oh, previously, if I do a control S, it's not saved actually. That's so weird. And I don't want to print this, or just say original one is. Let's say original text. Got it? And this is matched text. Guys, today I want you to write every program in notes, okay? Along with your understanding. Matched, matched line, matched lines, or here we go and figure this out. Guys, did you see this? So first line is what? Empty line, right? Empty line didn't match. What is the next line? This is the next line. This is original actually, original text. Okay. But in this Kumar Makala matched, that's where we collected. Got it? And what is the next line? So we didn't had a this is not matched, right? Because in this particular string, Kumar Makala is not there. Skipped. Also skipped the new line. And next one, mastering essential string methods in real-time programming, right? But it is not matched, right? Did you see this? Mastering. Oh, okay, okay. It is continue actually. See, mastering string formatting methods in a real-time example. Coding media is it has this complete one line. My bad. I read it inappropriate. Yeah, guys, did you understood? So this is one use case where I got the matched ones, right? Now, if you don't like, if you want to, let's say, now you need to get all the lines which does not have Kumar Makala. Also, you should not consider, uh, you should not consider file with HTTPS. Got it? So I don't want to write that use case because it's easy one, and the expectation is that you should implement that logic, implement this custom, useful functions. You got it? Custom useful use case function. Let's say file level use case. But if you go here, I've created functions for my case. Yeah. So expectation is from everyone that you should, I'll be sharing this everything which we discussed in neat notes. And expectation is that you should write everything in notes and send it to me today. Okay, because this is one of the important concept, and you can easily forget if you don't practice. You can easily forget about these concepts. Yeah, and also work on the start work on the many use cases. I think I'll also as mentioned. So we'll be sharing the use cases examples today. Um, yeah, also I had some couple of interviews to attend, so it became tough only, but I'll try to make it today. Yeah, makes sense. So you had a lot of thing to practice on today.